Alright guys, today here we have a 2005 LLY Duramax. Has a stage 3 setup on it. As you can see, what we got going on here today is we have a blown power steering line. And it's going to be quite a challenge to get to it, considering that this truck has a good amount of lift on it. But we'll show you what we're doing here. Is we got the line that goes up right here. It just goes down back over there, so it's gonna be kind of hard to get to, considering that everything's kind of squeezed in here. We're gonna show you guys an easy way to get to it and pull it out and change it pretty easily, so stay tuned. All right, those are the lines we're trying to get to right there. As you can see, it's gonna be pretty difficult to kind of get your hand down in there and get to it. This one right here is the one we're changing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to get to that easily. If you look back over here, you actually have a pretty good access to it under the wheel well too, especially with all this lift. But if you look under here, you can kind of see it. They're back right here, right behind this pipe. So what we're gonna do is proceed to remove this pipe and just get it from under the wheel well, rather than going up from the top of the engine. So that should make our job a lot easier. Alright, so we're going to proceed to remove this pipe. I'm not sure if your truck has this, or if, I'm assuming many of them do, but either way, the idea stays the same. We're trying to get through it, through the wheel well, except I just have to remove this pipe. Whether you have to or not doesn't make a difference, but we're just going to try and get to it from under there. So we're going to take this 10mm socket and proceed to remove the intercooler system. So. Alright guys, we got the intercooler pipe out. Wasn't terrible. Everything kind of had to fight me on it, but we got it out. So we'll just put that aside down here, and we'll take a look at what we got going on down there. Alright, we fought with that pipe a little bit, but it was worth it, because we get back under here and you look, we got perfect access to these power steering lines. Now they should be very easy. Just to get an open-end wrench or channel locks or whatever connected to it, and just undo these right here. So let's do it. All right, guys. In order to get to this fitting over here, instead of using an open wrench, I'm going to use a different route. A lot of people usually prefer to buy fitting wrenches for it, but fitting wrenches are like 20 bucks just for like 4 of them. So what I did is I went and bought these offset wrenches, and they come in several different sizes. So we got this size, that size, this, vice versa. So there's 8 pieces here, rather than just a 4, or actually 16 different sizes. But anyways, so what we're gonna do in order to get these wrenches to work is we'll just cut out a chunk right here. That way it's just like a fitting wrench, and then we can get it around that line and just use that. So it'll be a much cheaper route, much simpler route, and not only that, we'll have a lot more wrenches than what the other set gave us. So. Alright, there you have a fitting wrench. Cheap to make, easy to make. It's decent. Look at it. Alright, we're back at the line. We got our homemade fitting wrench. Bring it over. Boom. Fits right on. We just gotta break it loose. Alright, looking more into it, we actually needed a pair of vice grips to kind of break it loose here. But as you get further in here and it's loosened up, it becomes a lot easier to actually use this wrench. What ended up happening here is it kind of broke at the top here, which is fine because we're freaking getting a new one. But as you can tell, this just fits on there, you know, it's like that. Anyways, so that's what we got going on here. All right, now that we got the top part, or the bottom part done, come up here. It's this line right here. All we have to do is pull off that pipe clamp. We don't have to pull the nut off the top. Whatever. Focus. Focus. Yeah. Anyways, we got that line down there. We're gonna pull it off with this, and then you know, just down in there, and then we'll pull that top part off and then put the new one in. So, decent. Alright, old line is out. I didn't really look into it. I'm not sure if this is a return line or the supply route line. It looks like this. Doesn't really matter what line it is. We got it out. We're gonna put the new one in. So, rock on. Alright guys, here we got the new line right here. Compare it to the old line. Looks about right. So we'll toss the old one and we gotta get into the new one here. So, alright guys, now we got what comes with this line here is we got two things. So we got the cap, we'll get to that in a second, the plug there, and then we got the seal. Now the seal is very important. You do not want to forget this seal. You also have to be careful not to wreck the seal of your old one, because sometimes the new ones don't fit right, and it's always good to have a backup. But you always want to remember to get that seal on there. It's simple as just popping it on, and then you have your seal. But you will not you will have zero seal and it will leak terribly bad. You just want to make sure you remember to put that seal on. It's a very, very important thing to remember. So, alright, second thing we have here is just a little plastic cap. This is just preference, whether you want to do it or not, which I'm going to do it just to be safe. This cap is, you go down here and you just put it in the hole, the open hole down here. Let's see if we can get a good view. So we got the open hole down there. And then when we're feeding that new line through, we just want to make sure that we're not getting any gunk down in that motor to mess it up. So we're just going to put this cap in there. So it just sits right in there like that, protects the hole from any gunk or anything going down in there. Pretty simple. We got our seal on there, and now we can proceed just to feed the new line in. And also, one thing you want to keep in mind is you want to keep your hose clamp from the old line. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna pull it off here, off this line, because they didn't send us with a hose clamp. So just want to keep track of that and try not to wreck it when you take it off. So. Alright, we got the line in. As you can see down there, we got the new one put in, and then we got tightened down up here. I got nice and snug. So now that we got that in, we can just proceed to put the intercooler pipe back in and go from there. Alright, so we got the intercooler pipe back in. It was a little bit frustrating trying to get it in, but we got her in. We got the new line in and stuff, so now we're just going to put fluid in there, and then we're going to start it up to make sure she doesn't leak. So. Alright, so we got a run in here. So far it looks pretty good. I don't think it's leaking, but we'll take a better look down here. That line is a different line than the line that we had replaced. This line is the line we replaced, and that's a different line, so that might be something that we're going to have to look at. Alright, so as we could tell, there wasn't really any leaks with that line that we just put in. There was another line over here, and it was just kind of dripping from the rubber there, and what we're going to do is just going to tighten it down. Maybe slide it a little bit further over, and then tighten it down a little bit tighter. This one kind of goes up to, goes up there, so that's kind of weird. Must be something to do with the pressure, I don't know. Anyways, so that's it for this video. Hopefully that'll help you guys. Drop a like and a comment, subscribe. So thanks for watching. Keep it classic.